Okay, I think we ready to rock and roll. Let me see. Let me make sure I can be heard. Let me get a mic check on the audio. What's up, everybody? If you can see me, I'll be with you in a second. Hopefully you can hear me, so I won't be talking to myself all night. If you can hear me, we're here for the 369 Financial Transformation. My name is Brian Bean. We're going to crank this thing up. We got 4 of these coming up in the next 4 days to talk about why myEcon, why income shifting, why getting your money together for 2019 is going to be the best decision you ever made. So give me less than 2 minutes. Go ahead in the comments and type the different cities that are being represented all over the webinar and all over Facebook Live. We're going to rock and roll in less than 2 minutes. Please stand by. Go ahead and hit share if you want to give your people some excellent content. That would be a great idea. We're not here to sell you. We're not here to pitch you. I'm going to go through some quick slides here and just educate you on why financial intelligence is important this year and some things you need to do to get it out the way, or money out the way is the issue. So I'll be right back with you guys, man. Just do me a favor, if you're on the chat or Facebook Live, type in your name or type in your city that you're representing so we can see how far our reach is going. And let the watch party begin. I haven't even done a watch party yet, but I guess that's another way for sharing this information. Let's make it happen. If you can hear me, all we're doing right now is roll call. Nothing like doing a live presentation and you the only person talking. And no one can hear you. So I'm just doing a quick audio check and I'll be right back with you guys shortly. Okay, less than 2 minutes. 2 minutes and counting. If you can hear me, I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, nothing to it but to do it. Listen, my name is Brian Bean. I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I want to give you guys some powerful, powerful information that I really think is going to send shockwaves through your finances this year. You know, it's all about setting goals, but it's all about goal achievement. I even have a training called Goal Achievement versus Goal Setting. And I'm not talking about that tonight, but what I want people to understand about being successful when it comes to money and wealth is that it all starts with your mindset. So although I'm going to give you some wealth principles tonight that my mentor taught me, I'm just a messenger, man. For those I've never met, I just had the pleasure of meeting some very, very wealthy people over the years. I was dead broke. I'm telling you now, I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. I remember what it was like to have Peter and Paul looking for you. Like people say I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. Man, Peter and Paul had me on lockdown, right? So this was after, doing everything I was so-called supposed to do. Going to college, getting a degree, getting that corporate American job, and landing or climbing that corporate American ladder. I did all those things. And guess what? I was corporate American broke. Now, I want to make sure this is clear. There's nothing wrong with a job. I always tell people, be thankful for your job, but don't be satisfied. I want to look you in your eye and say that. Okay, I'll mess up the camera. Be thankful, but not satisfied. And the minute you start understanding that a job is just the beginning of your search and the beginning of your journey, I want you to write this down. Use my job to fund my dreams. You got to use your job to fund your dreams. Your job is just a vehicle that's necessary so you can get whatever it is that you want to do going. So I want to give you guys some strategies tonight that helped me earn 7 figures right here out of my house. Over the past 20 years, guys, I was able to retire when I was only 22 years old. And I'll kind of share my story with you guys through this presentation to give you a better understanding of why I'm so passionate about finances. But I teach this in a basic framework called 2-4-3. On your sheet of paper, I want you to understand there are only 2 objectives everybody in this country has to meet. Just 2. Making money's not hard, but there are 2 goals that you have to set for yourself up front so that you'll know why you're going to work every day. See, here's my thing. If you saw a larger rate of return on your job, your boss wouldn't piss you off as much because you're like, you know what? I'm only going to be here for a little while anyway. My job is just financing my business. So when they politic at work and when people hate on you at work and you don't get the promotion you deserve and you don't get the reward you deserve, guess what? Right now, it's only supposed to take care of your current lifestyle anyway. You got 2 reasons you go to work. Here's the shortcut. Current and future. Those are the only 2 reasons you go to work. You need some money right now just to sustain you so that your current lifestyle can be met. Bills, right? House, the dog, the cat, the children, the spouse. You need your current lifestyle to be met. But more importantly, here's what people miss. You need that future lifestyle to be met. See, if your future lifestyle is not being met, if your current lifestyle is barely being met, you can forget about the future. And you know what, guys? That's what's happening to most people. Their current needs, basic needs, roof over your head, clothes on your back, water and food, right? Basic human needs are barely being met because you put the job in the wrong perspective. In order to get wealthy and in order to become successful, you got to position yourself different mentally, and that's what the webinars are about for the next 4 days. Let me say this to you from the beginning. These 2 objectives, I'm going to give you some strategies Monday night, tonight, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, to help you understand this here so we can get this in your pocket. Now, your future lifestyle is not paid for by work. Let me come closer. Your future lifestyle is paid for with investments. See, labor is just current and temporary. Future investments are supposed to be permanent, but the job seldom meets both. Now, here's why. There are 4 things keeping you from hitting your financial goals. 4. Now, once you understand this, you'll never look at your finances the same way. There are 4 reasons people don't hit their financial goals. One is called inflation. The dollar is now worth 73 cents. Now, let me give you an example because people miss this. If you took 50 cents 50 years ago, you could get 2 or 3 Coca-Colas. Because back then, Coca-Cola, which started here about an hour and a half from where I live in Columbus, Georgia. Coca-Cola started, somebody put the formula together, and they were 10 cents a bottle, or a can, or a bottle. Now, fast forward to 2019, and go look for a Coke for 50 cents. Take your 50 cent out the mattress from 1960 and go take that same 50 cent and try to get a Coke. You can't even get the little sample Coke. Coke costs $2. The product is the same, but your money lost value. It's the same thing with your clothes. It's the same thing with the gas in your car. Daycare Inflation, up, cost up. Hairdresser, cost up. Gasoline, cost up. Homes and rent, cost up. Deposits, cost up. Health insurance, cost up. But most people are still making the same money they made 20 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. News flash, if you're making the same money you made 10 years ago, you are not going to make it 10 years from now because everything else is more expensive, but your money's staying the same. That's inflation. Inflation basically means you're losing value. Now, keep this in context as I speed this up, because we got 4 this week, every night through Thursday. These are the 4 things that are going to keep you from hitting your financial goals. So what you have to do, here's a note for you. You got to say, I got to put myself or put my money in things that outpace inflation. That's the key. I got to put my money in things that outpace inflation. And I'll show you one of those big things tonight. Now, the second thing keeping you from hitting your goal is debt. Taxes. Uncle Sam takes the first 1/3 of your money in taxes. Now, what exactly does that mean? That means if Uncle Sam is taking 30% of your money, anywhere from 28 to 33%, you also work for Uncle Sam for 1/3 of the year. Now, I got to get you to see this, because this is more important than anything else. If you work for Uncle Sam from January to April, because he takes 1/3 of your money, you got to take 1/3 of the calendar. So if you work for Uncle Sam from January to April, and you technically don't get paid till May, when you spread it all out, you get paid for 9 months. They took 3 from you in taxes. And guys, listen, that's just your income taxes. That's not your ad valorem taxes. That's not your state taxes. That's not your local taxes. That's not your sales taxes. That's not your property taxes. 1/3 of your income comes off the top in the form of taxes. Now, we wonder why we don't have enough money to invest into our futures. The government took 1/3. The government took 1/3. So what has to happen is this. Inflation, I got to keep up with that. Then I got to minimize my taxes so we'll have enough money to eventually invest. I want you to write this down as a note. If you're not investing, you're not even on the road to wealth. Let me say that again. If you're not investing, you're not even on the road to wealth. Like, you're not even close to being wealthy. Because you'll always have to work for money if money doesn't start working for you. Here's a good note for you guys. I learned this years ago, and I follow this to this day. Something has to work, just not me. Put that in note. Something has to work, just not me. Now, because the taxes came off the top, you get hit with a 3rd problem. The 3rd problem is debt. So inflation means the value of your dollar's dropping. Taxes mean the government take 1/3 off the top. Now, because they take 1/3 off the top, you got to borrow from the banks at the bottom. So now you're getting kicked in the butt and then hitting the stomach. So you find yourself constantly getting kicked in the butt by the government and then the bank hitting you in the stomach. So you're like, man, I can't get ahead. And we wonder why the governments have what? The largest account in the world, called the U.S. Treasury, because everybody's making deposits. And then you wonder why the Federal Reserve has the 2nd largest deposit or account in the world, because everybody's giving them their money. Think about that, guys. There's no secret, it's not a secret that the 2 largest accounts in the world are owned by the government and the banks. Now, this is not an anti-American presentation. This is showing you why most Americans struggle. Let me just check and make sure y'all still with me, because this is some good stuff. All right, looks like we looking good. So, think about it this way. People say, Brian, the government doesn't have the biggest bank account. Oh, well, let me ask you a question. Did the government bail the banks out when they got in trouble in 2009? Or did the banks bail the government out? Oh, the government got the biggest checkbook in the world. Why? Because we all contribute every single pay period in the form of taxes. And then they teach you later that a job is cool, but you need to start a business. And we'll talk about that in a second. So the 4th reason most people don't succeed financially is big business. Man, big business will rob you every chance they get. Now let me breathe a little bit. Those who don't know me, I like to move around. Let me breathe a little bit in here. Let me tell you why this is important. Every single month, and we just left the busiest month. Every single month, there's something to celebrate. Now, you just saw this firsthand. Thanksgiving used to be a great month, and it's still a great month. But guess what? Why is it that all of a sudden, they put all these crazy holidays behind it? Now you got Thanksgiving. You can't even eat good, right? Big business opens up the door, so families got to hurry up and get all the sales. That's on Thursday. Then you got Black Friday. Everything on sale Friday. Then you got Cyber Monday. All the sales happen on Cyber Monday. Then you got Brown Thursday. That's the day before. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Thanksgiving. You got New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, the 24th. Christmas, the 25th. December 31st, New Year's Eve. The 1st, New Year's. We're going through all of this right now. Here come what? Valentine's Day. You just finished catching up from Christmas. Now you got to get your sweetie something. And don't tell me that they don't make you participate, because they do. You mess around and tell your boo, I'm not participating this year. We doing what Brian Bean said. She gonna look at you and say, okay, listen to Brian Bean if you want to. You kind of get forced into all of these holidays. February, Valentine's, March, spring break, April, Easter, Mother's Day, May, Father's Day, June, 4th of July, back to school, August, September, Labor Day, October, Halloween, November, Thanksgiving. Every month, the country makes sure you keep feeding the big boys. Man, by the time you break all this down, you like, wait a minute. The dollar losing value, taxes coming off the top, kicked in the butt, punched in the stomach by the banks in debt, credit cards, student loans, mortgage, car notes, and then big business, I always got something for me to buy. I buy the iPhone, got the iPhone X. Get the 8, then get the 10. Then get the X10. Then get the new iPad. Then that software stopped working, so you got to upgrade. Then when you upgrade, they got a new adapter. And the new adapter don't work with the old one. So now you got to get the accessories to go with the old one so we can communicate with you. You can't keep up. Well, I got a solution for you. Real simple. It's called sales is not as good as strategy. See, guys, look. For 15 years, the first 15 years of my career, I earned 7 figures. Millions in my 20s. Selling. And lost every dime in my late 20s, early 30s. You know why? I didn't have no strategy. I didn't have a strategy. Nobody taught me, hey, Brian, every $5 you make, keep 3, spend 2. Turn that to 14. Keep 9, spend 5. Turn that to 88. Keep 71. You see what I'm saying? I can't do the math. So my point is, you got to learn that when you get a strategy, if you don't have one, somebody else, until you get a strategy, if you don't have one, somebody else does. I can promise you the government will tell you what to do with your money. I can promise you the banks will tell you what to do with your money. I can promise you big business every month gonna tell you what to do with your money. So I had to learn, wait a minute, strategy is way better than sales. And it was not until I learned this that my income went through the roof. This is known as income shifting. I want you to write this down. Within the first 3 days, we're going to teach you what's called cash flow management. Let me tell you right now, cash flow is way better than income. A lot of people don't understand that, but it is. Cash flow is way better than income. Cash flow is measured in time. Income is measured in dollars. The reason most people don't succeed financially, they don't have no cash flow. They got crazy income, but they don't have no cash flow. I'll give you an example. If I make $1 million a year, but my bills are $2 million, right? My $1 million is from this wall to that wall. But if my bills are $2 million, I'm broke. You see? No, I'm sorry. My bills are from this wall to this wall. That's $2 million in bills. Because I got to have a big house, I got to have a big car, I got to have a yacht club, I got to have the the golf memberships and all that stuff so I can look like a millionaire. But if my money's short, I fall right here at June. So my cash flow is 6 months, but my income is $1 million. But I got $2 million in bills. Now let's flip it. You make $80,000 a year, but your bills are $40,000. You got enough for 2 years. Year one is here, and you got another 40 for year two. See, it's a big, big, big difference when a person has less income, but their cash flow is sick. That's what you got to get. We're going to help you measure your money using time and not dollars. It's only a broke person that's going to tell you, yeah, man, I got to count. Man, I got to count my money. If you can count your money, you don't have enough. If you can count your money, you don't have enough. See, those are the things we got to teach you to deprogram, right? I work for every dime, and you proud of that? People don't brag on how much money they work for. People brag on how much money they don't work for. See, it's just all mentality. Now, once we improve your cash flow, we got to get you a home-based business because the minimization of the taxes is only allowed for business owners. W-2s do not get the tax break. W-2s don't get the tax break. The country is set up where owning a business is what allows you to write off mileage, write off meals, write off entertainment, write off travel, write off transportation. There's a difference. Transportation is in town, travel is out of town. You get to do all these things: internet, cell phone bill, percentage of your house. Look at me. I'm here at my house using my theater to do a training, to do presentations. I do this kind of thing all the time. I bring people up here all the time and do VIP one-on-one training, coaching, you name it. I get to write off this square footage in this house. My office downstairs, write off. My great room for entertainment, when I have people over, more people than this room can handle. You get 70, 80 people down there from the in the great room, write off. I get to lower my taxes because I work from home. Business owners get to do that. And if you don't have a business, guess what? We can show you for less than $50 tonight how to change that. $50. Come on, man. It's 2019. Don't be in here talking about what you don't know nothing about. $50. So I want you to think about this. When I hang up with you guys tonight, of course I'm going to watch Transformers up here. I mean, am I not allowed to watch a movie after I work? See, my point to you guys is you already have the things you need to start getting tax deductions. But if you don't have a business, the government won't let you count them. So some of y'all got a cell phone. You don't have no deductions. You already got internet. You don't have no deductions. You already have mileage that you drive in. You don't have no deductions. So if I don't have a business and you do, we both got a car, you lower your taxes. We both got cell phone, you lower your taxes. We both got space in our house, but you lower your taxes with yours. We both got internet, but you lower your taxes. I'm sitting here with the same thing you have, and my taxes just up and up and up and get higher and higher and higher. It's all about education. Put that in the notes. Put that in the comments. We got to change this miseducation. You know, you got to change that miseducation. You got to open up a home-based business if for no other reason than to get the tax deductions to create the cash flow so you can invest. Now, that's just the bottom line. We check on you. Y'all looking good? Looking good? You know what I'm saying? I'm a little chocolate, so I hope you can see. All right, so strategy 3, think about it. Cash, asset, cash. Now, we take the money from strategy 1. You put it into a business in strategy 2. And then you take the money, the cash flow you get from 1, and the money I'm going to show you how to earn, and you start investing. Now you got money working for you instead of you working for money. $49.95 one time and $34 a month, and we teach you how to start shifting your income. Now people say, Brian, what does that get you? Well, first of all, the strategies, the education. the videos, the audios, the files you need that they never taught you in schools. If I was to just stop right here, it's worth $50, just the education. But now we're gonna give you the software, the mobile app. We call it the cash flow manager. We call it the cash flow strategist. The cash flow manager is the record keeping software that you put on your phone, you download it, and now when you go out to eat, take a picture of the receipts. It's tax deductible if you're doing business. When you do your miles, log it into your cell phone. It's tax deductible if you're doing business. We include all of that for the $34.95 a month and the $49.95 one time. So less than $100, you're now playing by the rules of the wealthy. Now we got the same software on your laptop where you can set your financial goal, let us know when you want to retire. Look, it'll take all your bills and your debt, show you how to snowball it, show you how to put that in an interest-bearing account at 8%, and you'll land on your freedom goal because numbers don't lie. Emotions can go up and down. Numbers gonna stay the same. Goals and facts are constant. Your emotions have variables. When is the last time you sat down and planned out your future? But in this country, we're planning out their wedding. Well, I know people that plan their wedding down to the rose petals. They got the little flower girl. She gonna come sprinkle and make sure little Johnny behind her and make sure her dress is done. They plan their wedding. They never plan their future. It's time for you to start planning your future. That's what the software does. Then we give you the system. That's right. You got commission checks if you choose to. The person that put you on this webinar will show you. We get paid for educating people on how to get their money together. We're not financial advisors. We're not CPAs. We're not stockbrokers. We are financial educators. Man, I love what I do for a living, man. It's nothing like showing a person how to earn an extra $500, $600, $700 a week. You know, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 a month. We got people in our organization that went from being in debt and foreclosure. Now they got $500,000 years later. $500,000. We got people in our company that went from bankruptcy. Now they're millionaires. That's why we call it myEcon. That's short for my economy. See, we teach people, as long as you worry about your economy, worry about your household. The economy doesn't have to always be your concern if your economy is solid and you know these financial principles. So for $1.17 a day, you know you got to break it down like they do in the commercials. The price of a cup of coffee. Strategy, software, and the system, the reporting system, the commission checks, all the stuff I'm going to show you lead to your success. Now, before I conclude, I want to show you this. All of these things right here, other than just the education, also add to your residual income. Man, let me say this to you. When you start living a life where one residual check can pay all your bills, that's freedom. That's freedom. See, what happens is this. Most of us have residual debt. Credit card, debt, cell phone, every month, revolving. Not debt, but expense. Mortgage, every month, revolving. Debt. Gas and water, not debt, but revolving. Every month. Power, cable, streaming systems, memberships, every month. Student loans, another form of debt, every month. But your money walking in a straight line, it's linear. But your bills are residual. They coming and making somebody some money every month. But your money is walking a straight line, they'll never balance. See, what we teach you in myEcon is simple. When bills come, some money should come. Because the only way to put money and the only way to put bills back on track is if they're in the circle, you got to be in the circle. But that's not happening for most people. So we got several different ways for you to earn residual income. We got a credit repair system that's called do-it-yourself credit that's included in the membership. We got people going from 500 scores to 700 scores because really, the only person that can fix your credit really is you. We'll teach you that. We'll teach you how a tax refund is a big trick that the government played on you many, many years ago, and now people still fall for it. We'll teach you that, right? People say, man, I got to get my tax refund. I'm excited about my tax refund. There's nothing wrong with a refund, but just know that re means again, and fund means money. So a refund is just your money again. That's all it is. There's nothing spectacular about a refund. Okay? A tax refund means they held your money all year, then they give that money back to you, right? They get that money back to you at the end of the year, and then, beginning of next year, and then they went and made a whole bunch of money in interest, and they give you a portion of it back. So you're giving the government, who has the biggest account in the world, a free loan. Free. Now here's my question. If you had $600 or $700 a month instead of the refund check next year, could you get out of debt? Now your cash flow is up. If you had that $600 or $700 a month coming in, can you get rid of the car in 18, 24 months instead of 60, 72 months? Now the car note is gone. If you had the government's $600, $700 coming in every month, instead of waiting until next year for the big check, because when you get the big check next year, all you're doing is paying off the debt you got into because you keep getting the big check. It's a game. But what happens is most people have never seen a $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 check, so they view the refund as a reward. Whew, it's tax time. No, it can be tax time all year. It's mentality. It's miseducation. So here's the snowball effect. This is what we teach you. All in your membership. When we take the tax savings, right, in case you can't see on the screen, let's say we save you $450 in taxes. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take the new money that the taxes created from a cash flow standpoint, by getting those taxes down, we're going to take the $450 and we're going to pay off your debt. So now, instead of giving the car note $450, we're going to give them the $450 plus the tax $450. We're going to give them $900 and this car going to be gone. Everybody type that in the comments. Type no note. Right? No note. Whatever your issue is, put the word no in front of it. No credit cards. Put that in the comments. Put no student loans. Put no notes. I want y'all to think about this before I go. How much more money would you have if your debt was zero? If no one could take anything from you, and if every month the majority of your money stayed with you, how much more money would you have if your debt was zero? People say, Brian, you got all these cars. Because I love classic cars. I got a few toys. Yeah, I got all these cars, but I got all titles. Even my cars that I drive daily, all titles. Convertibles, sedans, trucks, 66s, 61, 58, all this. Titles. You can't take that from you. See, what you got to get in your mind is that it's the tax dollars that you keep giving away that's causing other people to get wealthy. So now we're going to take the debt that's gone, the $450 from the taxes, the $900 in this example from the debt, and we're going to snowball that. And then we're going to and take our expenses. We're going to find out what we can cut. So we got $450 gone in taxes. That knocked out another $450 gone in debt. Now we're going to take that $900. We're going to look at our expenses and find another $100 we can fish out somewhere. Too much Starbucks. Too much whatever. Find another $100. Now we got $1,000. Now we're going to look at the business model and say, man, I'm not out here selling. I'm not out here hustling. I'm not out here recruiting. I'm just showing people that I love and care about, some videos, putting them on the webinar. And then now you're getting what's called business income. Now you take the money from stream 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you invest it in stream 5. That's what you call streams of income. See, a lot of people have puddle streams. I mean, not even streams. They have puddles. You got to have 5 streams. Streams means all the same energy and effort goes in one direction and creates a flow. Not, I cut hair on the sides, I got a t-shirt line, I work a job, I'm in school. All these things are noble, don't get me wrong. But my point is, people think they can get out of financial bondage like that when all of your energies, you want them to align so that everything that's happening is going toward one goal, one focus. One goal, one focus. See, all these things are going toward one goal, one focus. And that's investing. All right? And these are some of my colleagues holding up the checks, right? I mean, it feels good every single week, man, to get a check coming in and you had nothing to do with it, right? I was very, very blessed. I was the first individual to earn a 5-figure check for 1 week's worth of work. You start earning $10,000. Man, let me tell you something. When I was working a job, I graduated from Morehouse in 1997. Got my degree in English. Do you know how long it would have took me to get a $10,000 check? No, to earn $10,000. That was like 3 months. I was making like $30,000 a year coming out of college. This is 1997. I don't know what they're paying now, but inflation has kicked in. So even if you're making 60 grand a year now, it feels like 30 because everything's more expensive. So I would have had to work 3 months to get a 5-figure income. 3 months. I never forget, man. I mean, I laugh at it now. Now I can get that in a week. All because I changed my mindset. And you got to do the same thing, man. Okay, as I wrap this up. Strategy 3, you got to start getting some capital gains. Capital gains are taxed the least of all the forms of income. Your money, when it makes money, it's not taxed like labor that makes money. You see, when you make money working, it's taxed higher. The government set it up that way so that the working man gets to keep less. And the person that provided the jobs gets to keep more. But the third tier of that is money gets taxed the least. Yeah, I'm coming to check on you. I promise you. Money gets taxed the least. Before we go, you gotta get this. Capital gains, dividends, appreciation. These are forms of asset. These are forms of appreciation, which means your money's growing. So they take less away if money earned it. Now, before we go, why is that? Well, this government was set up by people who had land and money. Or at the time, in England, in Great Britain, where we got all of our rules from, I don't know why America broke away and decided to fight the British over taxes and then brought the exact same philosophy to America, but that's another story. Even though it had occupants on it, they discovered America with natives on the land, but that's another story. But they basically brought the same tax system and said, hey, if our money makes money, it shouldn't pay the same thing that the workers tax. It's a different tax bracket. So what you got to do is shift your income, shift your mindset from work a job and get paid the highest to, you got to shift it to make money and pay the lowest amount of taxes. That's what wealthy people do. They fight all day to make sure that their money pays as least amount of taxes as possible. Because there's a statistic, 67% of a wealthy person's money is made with money. 67%. Now, don't put this in the chat, but I want you to put it on your own sheet of paper. How much of your money is made with money? That's what we got to change. And there's nothing wrong with it right now if the answer to that is 0, but that's what we got to change. And man, I'm warming up for all these training systems to come together at Game Changer. I do an event live in Atlanta every 4 months. Write that site down, GameChangerATL.com. Put that in the comments, because we have some of the best that come in town and teach you for 3 days. I teach leadership and mindset. A lot of my colleagues, Royalty Movement, Blueprint, Extra Digit, Power Builders, Next Man Up, Next Level Leadership, all these different groups. Legacy, the Legacy Builders. We have a lot of different people that come together to do what? 1, fellowship. 2, brainstorm. 3, expand your mind. 4, exchange ideas. 5, party. You know what I mean? Have a good time. Game Changer, March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Man, we're going to throw down in Atlanta, Georgia. And the registration is about to end. So pre-registration is about to end. So make sure you guys do that, because seeing it here and understanding it is one thing, but getting a feel for people that were once crying because of their finances, now they're off their jobs, now they own businesses, now they own salons, now they're writing books, Now they got land, real estate, all this cool stuff. Nothing like it. Commercial and residential. What? Oh, Game Changer is gonna be unbelievable. So Game Changer ATL is the site, and we're gonna come together in fellowship. So this is my last slide, man. Get with the person who introduced you to this video in this webinar, and just say, hey, I'm in. Text them, inbox them. Here's our keyword. This is how we know you ready to roll. Just text $49.95 to the person, or inbox. If you're on Facebook, inbox the person that introduced you to this video and just say $49.95, and we know exactly what to do. We're going to get you a 4-digit password. That gives you access to all the online software. And then tomorrow, I was going to do a training tonight, but I want to check on one. I'm doing a campaign called 3 to 300. We're going to help everybody over the next 3 months or so acquire a team of at least 300. All right? But I got some things I want to work out. So the trainings are going to start tomorrow. We're going to do a campaign called 3 to 300. So, but in the meantime, get your 4-digit password and come back to these webinars. I'm going to be right here tomorrow. Well, I might not be in this room, but I'll be in front of you tomorrow. Register again at howtoincreaseyourcashflow.com. Get Game Changer registered at GameChangerATL.com, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with guests online, and I'll see you guys Wednesday and Thursday as well, as I do this for 4 days in a row. My name is Brian Bean. See you in the magazines. Peace.